for today's Cup of Coffee with Scream.
Cup of coffee.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. It's a new year.
Yeah, we're recording this on New Year's Eve. It's about, it's 10:26 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as we begin this recording.
Mm-hmm.
My God, I have cooked all day. I'm wore out. The holiday, that is one of the main things that I'm glad that the holidays, when they are over, because when you are the primary cook,
Yeah.
that's like rush season.
It is like rush season.
Yeah. And it was a matter of, I didn't even get to my one dish.
Well, that's okay. You kind of ran out of time.
Not only that, and it's like, then everybody has culinary fails from time to time.
Well,
They do. If you're going to make individual quiche without crust, do not put them in cupcake things.
do not have the paper ones.
Yeah.
The paper will just flat out disintegrate. I thought it was parchment paper.
No. It's good for baking. It is not good for, it's good for the cupcakes and the muffins and stuff like that. It is not good for quiche.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, okay, so you still put wet ingredients in it.
I know.
And this does crisp up, but it did not do the same.
No, it is not the same at all. And it's just one of those things. And in our bunch, it's like we laughed, we went on.
Yeah. And then
Paper is fiber.
Cheese ball.
Yes. My intention was to do a cheese ball that was sweet instead of savory, and that had the crushed pineapple and cranberries and the candied pecans. And like I said, I just ran out of time, and we're having geomagnetic storms, and everything hurt. Everything. And it's like, okay, let's do something else. We're going to do this, and it's not bad. Honestly, you could eat it on a cookie or a cracker. A lot of those things like that, it takes a day for everything to meld together. It ended up being more of a dip consistency, which that was what I was going for there at that last bit. But what I will do, he's laughing at me, is to go back and I will probably add a little bit of lemon juice and then some sweetener.
Mom, it became a cheese ball dessert.
Yeah.
Pudding.
Yeah.
Cheese ball pudding.
Yeah. That was what it was. It was going to be a dip. I knew that.
It's like, what do you eat with this?
But then there was
You could put it on a croissant.
You could do that. It would be a sweet thing. But like I said, I'm going to make it more cheesecake-esque.
Yeah.
As I'm able to stand again. But we had Tiny Winnie's.
Been a long day cooking.
Tiny Winnie's, you has to have the cocktail Winnie's.
You do.
In some capacity to have a proper holiday something.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And that's the kind where you got the chili sauce and the grape jam. And it is, God knows how. I think it came over with the Pilgrims. I don't know how long that recipe's been around, but it's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
And then to do like the meatballs, and I actually fixed that in cream of mushroom soup, and to let those simmer and get nice and comfort food.
I didn't even get a bite of it. I was too busy shoveling my face of barbecue chicken.
Yeah.
The garlic bombs, as you call them.
Those
are delicious.
The garlic
pudding
bomb sausage balls.
Mm-hmm. Those are the bomb.
Yeah.
And they will make you feel like a bomb.
They're actually quite tasty, and it's where a lot of people will make the sausage balls with using the Bisquick. And trying to avoid as much gluten as possible a lot of days. I've tried the Bisquick, and it was just like, meh. And maybe it was just the recipe. I followed the recipe that I had, but it was very much just biscuit with a little bit of sausage. And I thought, hell no, no.
And
So this is
biscuit.
just very much this. You take the sausage and cheeses and garlic,
And then you
load that sucker down with the garlics.
Yes, load it down with garlic.
Because it prevents colds and stuff.
And it's
winter
delicious.
time.
This cat.
Yes, because we left the one in, and he has plagued the hell out of me all day long. He truly has. But I was going to make bacon-wrapped chicken livers, and people are going, it's not bad. It's really not.
They're actually quite delicious.
So I'll do those in the next day or two when my back recovers.
You wouldn't let me do the banana pudding because I don't have actual banana puddings or wafers, so it's just like, yeah, you're going to wave a banana over it.
Yeah, we are not doing that. No, that is a bastardization. That is not banana pudding. That's heresy. That's exactly what that is.
Wow.
Blasphemy. It's cooking blasphemy.
It is.
Oh. But Mom made him some banana pudding, and it was quite good. But it was just simple. And to sit and speak with oldest kid and BB, and God love him, poor youngest kid over there took a migraine.
It sucks.
Because geomagnetic storms, and then our weather pattern has changed tremendously within just a few hours.
Yeah, it's like, damn, it got me, gal.
Yeah. It got the wind. We got a wind advisory.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to have rain and snow coming in, and it's like, I hate winter.
It's not that cold out there right now, though.
No, not right now. But we're supposed to we might get some snow mixed in up in the wee hours of the morning. And everybody has been having problems sleeping. This morning, Kid and I were looking at each other. It's 3 o'clock, and we're still standing, sitting around looking at each other. And it's like, why the hell are we up?
This started about for you, it started more recent. For me, it's been going on for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm. There have been quite a few people over. If you watch Stefan Burns, he is wonderful as far as explaining about the solar cycles, even the planetary alignments, all that stuff. He's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
He
really
is a good human being, got wonderful energy, and he's got a really good community over there. And I appreciate when people are, sharing different things that they've got on. And my God, the trolls they must, you know what it is? It's where school's out.
They've been abundant, yeah.
Because
the kids are the trolls.
And
they're assholes.
Yeah, a lot of them are. And as far as lots of people, they are expressing difficulty sleeping. And then there's always those of us that it triggers the fibromyalgia and all this other shit.
It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Well,
what is going on?
We don't know. And it's to be okay to not know. And there is... Everybody is, it's like walking a razor's edge. Everybody is so tense.
Yeah.
Because they don't know. It was cool that Kid actually was able to, I thoroughly believe that he had an experience of hearing the Schumann resonance the other night.
I swear I did or something, because it's like we were going over to town or to one of the towns near us. And we were right there in town, and we were listening to something on the radio, and I thought it was something on the music. I really did. And then I turned down the music, and I'm like, okay, is it the cars that I'm hearing? Is it something else? But it was like I can't even describe it now. It's just like a whoo. It was
a really high-pitched frequency.
I won't say that it was high-pitched. It was a very specific frequency that I was hearing. And it's like I could hear it even with the cars. The cars were not producing the sound. It was something else that I was picking up on. And it's like, what the fuck is this? Am I going crazy?
No, I really do believe that it had to do with the Schumann resonance. Because those that are younger can hear some of those frequencies as opposed to those of us that are older and lose the ability to hear some of those really high frequencies.
it sounded very similar to like one of those frequency videos. Mm-hmm. Like if you had that plane in the background or something too.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
Moments of tinnitus.
Yeah. Ears sort of just
ears ringing.
Weird.
That's always freaky. You're like, what is this? But all those things are very common, and because we have been in such an active solar cycle, and then everything is reaching a crescendo. It seems like
it is. It's we're about to see the end of it.
Well,
the end of maybe the bad things. So
hopefully. I mean,
because that's what it feels like. Sort of, kind of. Maybe that's just me hoping.
2024.
He's got underwear. The Fuggler's got the Christmas Fuggler.
We have Fugglers. I should have taken. I actually did get. That's hilarious. I actually did get a new cheap video camera. It wasn't cheap by my standards, but it was cheap.
The underwear say "Naughty Elf."
So we will have to make a test run of the new Fugglers.
Yes. They're so cool. I love the Fugglers.
Fugglers are great.
Those big ones got snatched up so fast.
Everybody needs toys that have teeth. If you're not familiar with the Fugglers, this is goth.
We need more creepy toys.
And they have little buttons for the buttholes.
That's the thing. Now, no joke. Kids can handle it now. Sort of. They can handle the over-the-top creepy toys.
Oh, yeah, but
they can, because they got overly cute stuff now.
Ew.
Like, really fucking
that's
too cute. That it's sickening.
Yeah. I mean, it just, some of that stuff.
So why not have really
crazy.
Fucking creepy toys?
Well, I think that, you know, somebody, I think it was Razor Fist or somebody, had gone to see the new Nosferatu movie. And other than it having sex scenes that were, he said that they really were unnecessary, he was very pleased with the movie. That gave me hope because he's pretty picky on some of his cinema and stuff.
That's good.
So I would like to watch that at some point. That means that I don't watch it with you at the same time.
Yeah.
We have boundaries. We do not. That ain't cool. It's like we don't talk about certain subjects, so it's just healthy boundaries.
Yeah. We don't usually make certain jokes around each other either.
Yeah. That used to be common. It's part of Appalachian culture.
What, talking crude humor with each
other?
No,
to not, but with kids and stuff like that. Oh. That's some of this urban stuff.
Yeah.
Coffee slurps. And it's like Grok had designed, I don't know why Grok does the double-handed coffee mugs sometimes, but God love him, he tries.
Maybe it's because sometimes I think they were made as like joke mugs. Double-handed mugs. Handled mugs.
Yeah, it's okay. But now 2024, there was a lot of stuff, and people need to take a day or two, reflect, process, give thanks that you made it through.
Yeah, well, I've been trying to focus on more of the positive stuff, and it's not been too successful this year. Due to circumstances going on.
Are you kidding? We got to report a story where dude shot his buddy because his buddy was calling Bigfoot down on him.
Now that is hilarious, but
yes,
there's other stuff.
But you've got to on things like that. You try to focus on some of the silliness. Because there's always going to be horrible stuff out there.
It was a good doll year.
Yeah.
Barbie actually did that this year. Like, a dead ass, she stepped her ass up.
Well, okay.
And then Bratz came back and did their thing. They're still struggling. MJ is struggling at the moment.
I think that there's a lack of creativity. And that was somebody had posted on X today that during but previous generations or previous decades, you definitely knew what was going on, that it was whatever was from the 50s or the 60s or the 70s or the 80s or even the 90s, but there has been this stagnation for a long period of time.
There has been, and I think that's due to people, to an extent, it is that, like, what was I saying?
Stagnation.
There is a stagnation in a way, but it also has to do with people's, like, individual styles and that individuality, you know, and people finding their own, like, decade that they want to dress up as or decorate in or whatever. And then to an extent, you got these fucking people online that are either been in the art community that are bitter, or they're just getting into the art community and think that they know shit, and all these fucking people saying, "Oh, you can't do this. You can't take inspiration from this. You can't copy this. You can't do this. This,
That's
this, and it's like you're sucking the fun out of it.
Right.
You're sucking the creativity out of it, and that's what a lot of companies and shit has been doing. People listening to those type of people.
It's like everybody has been trapped in the back rooms.
Yeah.
For a couple of decades.
Sorta, yeah.
And it's just that fluorescent light hum. Yeah. As you go round and round and round, and everything looks the same.
Mm-hmm. Since
2000.
Since 2000, yeah.
That there has been, and that was what was so weird.
But the thing is, the 2000s, it had its own style. It really did.
Yes and no, but not that distinctiveness that if you look at something from the 70s, you know it was the 70s. Or from the 80s, and you know it was the 80s.
Well, that's the thing. There is stuff from, like, the early 2000s. There were so many trends popping up during that time too, so many styles that were emerging as well, and so it was very much multiple styles hitting at once.
Okay, and maybe that's what it was, instead of it being more of a collective type thing, that you had all these little niche, these little fringe groups doing whatever.
That's exactly what it was, because you had the Y2, and nobody mentions it. Everybody thinks, oh, Y2K is like the pink and the Juicy Couture and stuff like that. No, that's McBling. That is more so during like 2005 to 2010. And Fruity Goo era was very much a thing during that time, so that was a genre of aesthetic, which everything was very clean, very futuristic. Very shiny, very colorful,
very
plastic, very colorful though. It was a sort of, it was a comforting but also weird stillness,
right?
But also like surrealism.
It's still back rooms.
It's surrealism too.
Well, is it that, or is it that? What's the word I'm looking for? Where it's just. What's the word I'm looking for? Oh, God.
With Fruity Goo era, it was very much surrealism in a lot of ways. It was a romanticization of the future, much like Y2K futurism was. Mm-hmm. Or cyber futurism, stuff like that, which was very much like silver, matrixy type stuff. There was a lot of metallics, a lot of silver metallics, a lot of blues.
Well, and it could be that online culture had started to really take off during that period of time, to where it was not as overt as previous generations or previous decades.
That's exactly what happened. And so now you got all these little niche things, and it's like everybody's finding their own individualities, like their little groups that they fit in, aesthetics, stuff like that, so they're finding their own. It's not necessarily that there wasn't a renaissance. It legitimately just was not in the same way that past generations had, due to the technology that we have.
It went cyber.
Yeah.
Liminal was the word I was struggling to
Yeah,
find
liminal.
out.
But it's not a liminal. The Frutiger era does not have a liminal aspect to it. Also it gives like an essence. I don't know how to describe it.
Well, when you look at the design of
It's like brain soap.
The Optimus robots and stuff like that, there is a not just uncanny valley, there is a liminal essence to those things.
Yeah. Yes, and there is a...
Like I said, it's back rooms.
But for me, they... with a tweak in their fabric of choice to cover the mechanics and stuff like that, it would very much fall into that Y2K aesthetic.
Maybe.
That genuine Y2... or that, like, the cyber futurism, that silvers, blues, stuff like that. Very metallic-y, very sleek. Sleek in design. And fluid at the same time.
Right.
Because that was a part of it. There was, like, blobs and stuff like that. It's you know, like Mercury.
Okay. I can understand that. Yeah. Yeah.
Like Mercury
everything
or
is very
gallium.
mercurial, and that very much can go along with Aquarius.
Yeah.
Aquarius is weird. Aquarius is weird. It's like, now you see me, now you don't. I mean, they can be so gregarious and outgoing and engaging, and then they can flip the hermit mode, and you may... when you talk about somebody that will ghost you in a heartbeat,
when they need
Aquarians.
When they need their space and they want to just shut off for a minute from everyone and everything, it's ghosts. They're gone.
So that very much is a ghost of Christmas future.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And in a way, Pisces are the same, a similar way, because they can...
Oh, God, no,
it's like, if you got one that can actually, like, stay strong for themselves or whatever, they will be there 1 minute, and then they will just not, and you won't see them again for years.
Okay.
Because they've had enough.
Well, I can understand that, but I don't know. I will not go into my comments for fear of...
For fear of what?
Speaking too much.
Say what you're going to say. Say what you were going to say.
Well, no, I mean...
Speak your mind. This is your podcast.
It's one of those that... The way that I used astrology and have used it for many years... I don't go on these deep things, and as far as somebody's got whatever in whatever degrees, that makes no difference to me. Mm-hmm. I always took the first 3 signs, and I could get a core personality read on whoever it was. And when I was working with different people, either, counseling or ministering or anything like that, that helped me know what I needed to do to adjust how I needed to try to reach that person. It was a tool for me. Mm-hmm. And to share with that person, these are your strengths, these are your challenges. And it's like, people would be amazed. It's that look like, oh my God, how did you know this? It's there. Mm-hmm. And what I was working with people, I had to keep it so just explain it like I'm 5. And that's been what I have noticed with a lot of people. Because, and I'm not throwing off on anybody as far as astrology, because these people are big brain on some of this stuff, and I'm not. Mm-hmm. And when it's like, oh, I've got this and this degree, and you got this and that, and I'm like, just put the fries in the bag. Tell me what the hell that means.
Right. Explain it to me. You give me a little bit more detail than vague.
Right.
Things.
I mean, so when people get in there and they start doing the shop talk with some of this stuff, they're leaving some of the people behind that they just need to know whether they can go out and have a McMuffin that day. Yeah. Or whether, if somebody's like, no, it's not a good day to go out and be driving any place because people are going to be dumbasses.
Uh-huh. This is not a good day to purchase said item or whatever.
Yes. Yes, and it's just, but that's the reason that
That's back at the magazine level stuff.
yeah, that I was never able to, it just didn't click in my head. Because as far as psychic, intuitive, whatever the fuck you want, what label you want to use on that, that's not how it works for me. It's like I get the information, it comes in, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is what this means. And then to try to help other people with that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that makes a lick of sense. Welcome to my world.
I think it does. Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of people that it's just like, I just need to know the basics. What does this mean? And you know, with this age of Aquarius, nobody knows.
No.
Because it is new.
Age of Aquarius.
And we all bought a ticket to ride.
I think I got something in Aquarius in my chart.
They lied.
I think I got Aquarius in my chart somewhere too.
I had to go through there. You'll have to go through there and look and do your own research. But there is a newness to it, and I do not want fear to overwhelm the newness and the excitement. Because as far as the body is concerned, it's the same physical responses to excitement as it is to anxiety. It's flip sides of the same coin. It is a matter of perspective.
Yeah.
Which you want to play into. Now, the forces of darkness want you to be fucking miserable. All the time. You don't have to play their game.
No, you do not. You do not have to play the game whatsoever.
And so that's the reason to be silly, make fun of the fear.
Laugh, be mirthful.
Uh-huh.
Make a joyful noise.
It was low-key. What more does it need to be?
Right. We laughed. That was most important.
I mean, to laugh about it, it's like, that's one of them, it's like, don't put them damn things in them cupcake things no more. Mm-hmm. You remember what
Don't
you
do
did
that.
last year.
And there was something else that he said. There's multiple things that oldest brother said.
Oldest kid was just on a roll tonight. He really just, when he feels better, he is fucking hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Droll. You have to be on your game or you'll miss it.
Yes.
It's like 2-3 days later, you're going, damn, I finally got that. God, he's just, yeah. Because I usually have that deer in the headlight look a lot of times when he's talking some of this stuff.
Right.
And then some
like
days
you just clock out a little bit and it's like,
and some days I hear myself and I'm like, oh, that's where he gets it from because I'm doing the same thing.
what?
But this is your day. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it.
Mm-hmm. I'll rejoice. Rejoice!
To give thanks in all circumstances, even the ones that seem so horrible and shitty at the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we try to live.
Yep.
Final thoughts, kid.
People could live like the Fugglers. They cause havoc.
We will try to get video of the Fugglers here in the day or so.
Happy havoc.
Yeah. Fugglers. It's like everybody needs dolls that have teeth and butts.
Teeth and butts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And other things.
Yeah.
There's one that has...
We'll save that for another cup, that it's got some kind of an anomaly.
It does. But there's one that has heart eyes and is also vaguely in the shape of a anatomical heart, but it's furry at the same time.
It's
fuzzy,
disturbing.
furry.
Yeah. I'm like,
cute.
You know, we're trying to...
The only reason you don't like it is because it's a neon pink.
Yeah. I'm not a fan. You want to tell them where we can be found?
You can find us on BitChute, Rumble, and YouTube at Rolanda's Cup of Coffee with Scream. Also, check her out on X for Rolanda COCWS.
He's over there on X too.
Oh, it's that alien.
Yeah, his page is whatever it is. The @ thing is there in the description box. Everything is there in the description box. Just scroll through it.
It's it's that alien.
Yeah.
It's that alien. Ew.
Personally, I am grateful the Tylenol with the aspirin and the caffeine. It actually does work pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. Yeah, spring at some point will come.
Yep.
Know that you are loved. Treat other people the way that you would like to be treated.
The Fugglers all have underwear.
The Fugglers are great.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a Fugler.
They do.
Yeah.
You could go run to your local Walmart or Amazon.
And Lord willing.
Walmart website.
Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cup.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Bye.